Within the dark space, there is a lot of light as well, interestingly. And it shows the potential, right? So it is through these experiences I realize that the deeper I go in my darkness, the higher I can climb in the light. When we deal with our psychology, when we deal with our consciousness, the new age, right, is very clever for this, right? You just do bypassing, spiritual bypassing, which means you got an issue, oh, okay, clear the energy. When you have an issue, oh, meditate on it. When you have this, you just do very light bypassing. You will never grow spiritually. It cannot take you to greater heights because you did not go down to the depth. Okay? So when you don't go down deep, you're not going to climb high. That's how it is. If you look at a tree, how a big tree can be so strong and powerful and how it can grow to great heights. The roots have gone in really, really deep. Right? And this is our consciousness. Now, if we're not aware of how deep our stuff is and how dark the space it can be and how, if we don't know what the roots are, if we don't understand how it functions and make us the way we are, if we don't understand it, we cannot surpass it. We cannot go beyond it. We cannot, there's no way to grow because you haven't seen it. If you have not seen the dark, dark parts of yourself, you will not be able to see the light. Okay, this is my experience, and I can tell you that for every spiritual guru that I have done my research and read, all of them have gone into really, really dark spaces. The problem now with people is they want quick enlightenment, right? In the new age, they pay 5-figure, 6-figure sums to get activated. They want spiritual activations. Where do you go? You don't go anywhere. You're just donating your money. You're not going to get anywhere unless you go deep. You really need to go deep, and you really need to develop your consciousness in a real way if spiritual growth is your passion. If spiritual growth is something that you want to achieve, or else you're not going to get there. And this is the reality I want to share with you. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm not saying this to, for any other reason. I'm just sharing this for the reality that it really is. And there is so much avoidance, right? In spiritual circles, people avoid their issues. They want to spiritualize everything. In traditional religion as well, right? People use the concept of God, use the concept of spirituality to spiritualize their problems. So they don't even want to feel the negative emotions. They want to bypass it, right? They want to spiritualize it. When you try and spiritualize your experiences, you're not going to get very far. Now, having said all these things, right, a lot of people are not going to agree with me. A lot of people are going to tell me that, no, I can grow spiritually, just work on, because a lot of teachers have said that, all we need to do is some spiritual activation. A lot of people are going to say that, just meditate your problems away, just mind over matter. That is part of spiritual bypassing, not looking at your stuff head on. If you want to grow, you really need to have the courage to look at your own stuff, to admit to yourself what is going on within your own consciousness. What is it that you're avoiding? So avoidance is one of the biggest setback in a new age movement. And these so-called light workers are not holding light. They're holding ego, spiritual arrogance, spiritual ego the size of what? I don't know. Size of houses, that they can't even go into the house because the ego is so big. So, the refusal, the denial, the avoidance of looking into stuff and spiritualizing and putting spiritual plaster over everything is not going to help you to grow spiritually. Okay, so if you belong to a traditional religion, like, let's say you go to church and all of that, now that's not going to help you either if you don't truly work on your psychology. You cannot spiritualize everything. You cannot just pray on it. You need to do something about it, and that's called self-empowerment, right?